In fact, I think a lot of things people learn, probably there's no point in learning them. Because they never use them in the future. Because a lot of kids just in school kind of puzzled as to why they're there.
The people who are doing the work that we care about are figuring out what to do next, not following the person who told them what to do next. And the problem with most colleges is they are high school, but with more binge drinking.
The A students work for the B students, the C students run the businesses, and the D students dedicate the buildings.
The entire purpose of a good university is to give you a foundation to fail, not a foundation to get an A. And if you graduate from college with straight A's, you have to do some serious soul searching as to why you chose to spend your time doing that.
You know, we ask kids that are 16 to 18 years old to make $100,000 debt decisions when they go off to university. And they're not prepared for that. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They just assume, okay, I'm going to pay 4 years of education at $25,000 a pop, and when I come out the other side, somehow I'll be able to pay it back.
Right.
That's not how life works anymore.
Well, oftentimes business education today, and I see it all the time, kids come out of college, the best colleges, Wharton and Harvard and Stanford and some of the great business schools, and they'll come out and they won't have practical experience. There's too many case studies that aren't practical.
It's like the newspaper industry, right? More printing presses, more big buildings, right? Makes us look grander. We have brains that we're putting them out there. There's a point of diminishing returns in terms of what it's worth for a college education and how much debt you're willing to saddle yourself with.
I mean, it's actually kind of funny, you know, if you think of like what is education, like you're basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain. And it's actually amazingly bad in conventional education, because like it shouldn't be like this huge chore. You've got you know, someone standing up there kind of lecturing at people, and they've done the same lecture 20 years in a row, and they're not very excited about it.
These kids have something called the internet, and instead of selling them the information that I have, I'm giving it to them for free. While in parallel, I'm putting real pressure on the conversation of the whole thing in the first place. Because we have to look at the actual facts, which is, for a lot of us in this room that are over 40, there was a lot of practicality to getting a college degree because the ROI on that college degree was real, because there were things for us on the other side. Today, it is a very different ballgame. The practicality to a college degree does not create the same guarantees. More importantly, the level of debt that even declaring bankruptcy doesn't get you out of, that comes along with taking debt for a college, is now just a very black and white scheme that is not doing a benefit for a lot of people, especially if you're the kind of learner that is comfortable in chaos and change, or have entrepreneurial behavior where just doing it is your greatest teacher, not reading about it. It's amazing. It's amazing that entrepreneurship is the most similar thing to sports. It's based on merit. However, we don't talk about it in an education way the same way. We're all very comfortable and understand that the best basketball, football, hockey, UFC, soccer players in the world didn't sit in a classroom the whole time and read about it and then jumped out and did it. They had to actually do it. Fuck man, I would have quit school in 3rd grade if that was allowed. And I'm not kidding. And by the way, there are so many people in this room who great-grandfathers or grandfathers or great-grandmothers, grandmothers came from different parts of the world, and the world in America was a different world, and they didn't get a 7th grade education. They didn't get a 10th grade education. And many of them went on to build iconic things for their families that everybody has eaten off of for 3 generations. So we are in a very interesting time on education where the debate has begun. I don't believe it's my generation, but I do believe that the 10-year-olds of today will be the parents that completely revolt against the infrastructure we're talking about. And I think their children are going to have far more DNA in the old way we did it around vocational skills, around self-awareness, around practicality, not the incredible job that the college business ecosystem did over the last 70 years of making it a rite of passage, no different than owning a home is for everybody. And we have rules in our society, no different than we all can agree that religion and religious places to worship carried a lot more weight 2,000 years ago. I absolutely believe that college is that for us now, and it is deteriorating, and in 200 years, you can't imagine what it's gonna look like. I believe that. And so because I firmly believe it, and the data is very clear to me, I don't want any of these kids to be collateral damage if they can help it. And I'm tired of parents forcing their kids to go to college and collect debt to make them look good, not what's in the best interest of the kid. That's fucked up. You know how many parents, it's one thing, let's go the reverse. It's one thing if the parent picks up the tab, then you're paying for your kid's vacation, that's different. The amount of pressure parents are putting on a kid to go to a school and collect debt, their debt, so that they can look good in the neighborhood or put a bumper sticker on their fucking car is unacceptable and needs to be debated.